Societies all over the world are getting more polarized. People are looking for their people, going into very discrete camps. So Mgr Talks is this dialogue project that puts people together with two different opinions. And the way that we do that is through a software. So I was originally hired to run this software, making sure that, the development is going on track, looking at the data and the participant information and doing some kind of analysis. So that's a lot of my job, is this middle role between the people who are talking to each other and the journalists who are working with us, and then the software developers who are making sure that the software is like running and being better and making changes. Mm-hmm.
What do you think is the main purpose of the program? Is it to make people less radical or get rid of the polarization of the society, or it's also about the engagement or the conversation, or to find a partner for a conversation?
On the one hand, it's trying to break people out of their filter bubble, out of their echo chamber. It's very difficult to speak to somebody who truly has different opinions from you, because even on social media, where we're supposed to meet people from all over the world, the algorithms only really give us the content and contact to people who are quite similar. So it's about widening people's perspectives and also showing them that somebody who disagrees with you is still a human, probably has something in common with you, whether it's football team or you both have grandchildren, or there's still this point of human connection. Mm-hmm. But then at the same time, it's also very, very hard for journalists to speak to normal people from all parts of the society. So our other work is trying to bring these people closer together with the media and the journalists that we work with, so that the journalists can have better contact to people from every political background, every social background, etc.
One of the main goals is to reduce the polarization. And are there any more specific goals? Is it somehow measurable?
Yeah. In terms of reducing polarization, we have done 2 studies, academic studies, that try and show that the format actually has some kind of impact, and they do show that. We also have worked with other research institutes, like one in Switzerland and now one in Poland, who do more of a qualitative methodology to measure the impact. So not necessarily on polarization, like the discrete term, but more on people's attitudes, mm-hmm. or their willingness to cooperate. And they also show that there's been some good impacts from just the one conversation format. The one thing that we're lacking is some kind of long-term study. So we have never gone back a year later and said, is this change really persistent, or has it made like a deeper change in your life or in your attitudes? Mm-hmm. But that would be our goal in the future.
Do you think that one initiative like this could have an impact on the entire society or society of Germany, or is it more of presenting into the public that you can talk with different opinions?
I think it's more of the second, presenting to the society, because it's a very complicated program. You have to talk to a stranger. It's an unmoderated conversation. It's about some questions that I think not everybody would like to give an answer to. And you can only answer these questions with yes and no. And I think that for many people, answering these questions and then talking to somebody who they don't know, who thinks differently, it's a hurdle. Not everybody wants to do that. Mm-hmm. But everybody can read about people who have done this and had a good experience and do a small version of that in their own lives, whether that is having the courage to talk to somebody in a doctor's waiting room, or other parents at their children's school, or making more of an effort during holiday family parties to talk about politics and not bring that, leave that at the door and only talk about the weather and, these commercials or TV or something like that. I think that's the bigger impact.